styles and behaviors and how to incorporate that not only into your everyday life, but it's raining red. We want red jackets, and it's a big team building promotion, and we want to learn how to be able to talk to people about the business in a way that they understand. Okay. So, most of you have probably heard things like, oh my gosh, she's such an I. Lord have mercy, look at that D come out. I mean, have y'all heard things like that? Okay, this is what they're referring to. And a lot of times you won't hear people refer to an S personality, okay? It's kind of a secret, kind of a hidden personality type to a lot of people. You won't hear about them because the S people are so nice. That's exactly why you won't hear
an S.
And a lot of times the S doesn't even get noticed. So you might not hear that, but you'll hear a lot of the D and the I and even C, okay? And there's some things I want to share with you before we actually start learning about the different personality styles. And the first thing is I want you to resist the urge to put a label on people, okay? Resist that. And it's very easy to do, gosh, why don't you just pull that I down? Why do you have to be such a D? I mean, it's very easy to do, but I want you to not do that. When you understand their personality, that's very helpful, but when you put a label on a person, it can frustrate them. So you don't want to do that. I want you to see people first as individuals and not as a personality style. Okay, so first see them as an individual person, and then you can learn their personality, behavior, their style. No one is ever just one thing. In this 4 different styles I'm going to teach you. No one is ever just one thing. Everybody has a little of all 4 different styles. Okay. And you're going to recognize a lot of these traits that we talk about in your own personality. There are no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong personality styles. These are just 4 common behaviors that people carry. If you are what we call a D personality, that's kind of hard for a D personality to understand, because it's like, I don't understand why you don't understand. But when we figure out what our personality styles is, I want you to focus on the strengths of your own personality behaviors and then evaluate your weaknesses and work on them, because ultimately you want to be able to bring up whatever personality style you need to at the appropriate time. Okay? It's so funny.
One for B?
A B?
Yeah.
What would B stand for?
I can't say.
Anyway. No.
Is that a capital B or a little B?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all a little story about the 4 different personality styles. Okay. The D personality style has already got that consultant guide, and they've read it, and they already know that they could have created a much better one. Okay, that's your D. The I people, they don't know where to find theirs. Somewhere. The S people have read it cover to cover, and probably 2, maybe even 3 times. Okay? And then your C people, they've read it. They found all the typos. They found all the incorrect punctuation marks. And they probably already called the company to report it. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. So let's understand those 4 personalities. The first one is D. And D is dominant personality. And a lot of leaders and promoters naturally have this rise to the top. So I believe leadership is a skilled-based taught. I think you have to learn how to be a leader. And so even though your first personality might not be a D, you will learn how to bring that D out when you need to. D's are reinforcers. They like action. They believe in success and challenges, and they like to be in charge. Some people might think they're a little bossy. It's really fun to be around a D. Now, in the recruiting part, if for a D personality in recruiting, they love to learn according to individual effort. And they work quickly. They work very independently. They want and they need challenges to keep them motivated and on
You're
top
going
of things.
way too
Yeah.
fast.
Oh,
I'm back at they will learn by individual what?
they will
Yeah. I missed that too.
individual effort. And
Okay.
would it help if I post this on Facebook too?
Yes,
So-
it would definitely.
Okay. So just write down like the basics, and then if you
Okay.
want the detail, I'll post them.
Okay.
I have the video as well.
Okay.
Now, D's also love financial milestones. They're big on their finances, and that's a milestone for them in their life. Training. A D personality needs to learn how to make positive, constructive suggestions. She thinks she knows it all. So it can be kind of hard to show her different things without intimidating her. Her needs, a D personality, her needs are high goals, and she'll set high goals and recognition with financial rewards. They like money, and they want results now. Very impatient. Very impatient.
You quit laughing.
She's telling on you. Your
I'm not a D
eyes.
personality.
That's me.
That's her. I'm not a D personality.
Your eye, that's influencing. That stands for influencing. And these people are creators. They're performers. They're artists. They like fun. They want to have fun. Everything is in terms of fun and freedom. They look for approval. They look for popularity, high visibility. They love applause, and they love attention. Okay? And they like testimony about how others have succeeded in Mary Kay. Like, they love seminar pictures and the jewelry and the rah-rah, and, I get goosebumps.
They like bling, is what you're saying.
Yes.
They like bling. They
Lots
like
of bling.
Yeah. Now, and they need team enthusiasm, and they need popularity, and they need appreciative, and they need to be creative. So that's your influential, your I personality. And I'm going to tell you some more about these personalities too. Okay, it's very interesting. S, this is security and steady. And they're helpers, and they're supporters. And when you build a team of S personalities, you will have loyalty. You will have pure loyalty. Don't ever let anybody say, why are you recruiting all S's? You want S's, okay? They are really into family and friends. They love warmth and openness. Lay the cards out on the table. Don't beat around the bush with an S. They are, like I said, very loyalty. They are very traditional. They like tradition. You notice that I went back to the new consultant oath that we haven't done for over a year.
Say, I've never heard that before.
It's tradition! It's tradition!
I heard it.
It's tradition. So, anyway. Now, some of the things that an S might need, I lost my train of thought there for a minute, is she may neglect goals for the sake of a good relationship. Okay? Or, she'll enjoy telling personal success stories at meetings, things like that, but she's very laid back and, kind of got her guard up a little bit, but very much into her family. Okay? I also refer to S's as slow and steady.
What was it? Neglect goals?
If they might neglect goals by putting their friends and family first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. An S personality is she always puts herself last.
Yeah.
Always puts herself last. And then your C, this is compliant. C stands for compliant. They are very detailed, conscientious, analyzers, and organizers. They love structure. And they enjoy being busy and achieving specific goals. They want, when you're talking to them about joining your team, they want stable, goal-oriented organization, which that's what we are. They love to be trained, and they need evidence that Mary Kay offers a proven formula for success. A C personality will ask you 100 questions, and then another 100, and then another 100. They want to know everything, okay? Her strength is logical, problem-solving ability. Everything should be in its place. She's a perfectionist. And she's going to make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed. Straight. Not crooked. Now, for Linda Tupin, okay, she always says that step one of the interview is to figure out their personality style, and she tells you to do this how?
Ask questions.
Ask questions. And what's the first question she'll tell you to ask?
Tell me about
Tell me
yourself.
about yourself. That's exactly right. And so, okay, so this gal, she's going to tell you about her job, what she's in charge of, how many people she supervises, what group she coordinates. She's most likely a D personality. She's looking for money, and she's looking for management. And so you've got to get to your points very quickly when talking to her about the business, and you've got to show her how the commission structure is laid out. You know, like 50% on everything you sell, beginning with your first team member, 4% on top. You've got to lay that out for her because that's what she wants to know. And she also wants to know how she move up, how to move up. And she doesn't care necessarily about all the bling bling. I know a very, 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 very high D personality who won't even walk across stage because she could care less about that kind of attention. So, me, I want to walk across that stage. Okay. Now, here's another one. She will tell you about herself, what she likes, and she may even take you back to when she was in high school. And the chances are that you'll have no problem getting her to answer your questions. She's most likely high energy, but not necessarily. She's looking for prizes and recognition, and she'll appreciate seeing the Star Consultant brochure for the quarter, the seminar prize brochure, and any rings or gifts that you've earned. You want to show her pictures of seminar and career conference and fall retreat, and all those fun things that we do, and you want to talk about girlfriends to her. She's an I, and she loves people, and she will enjoy the social part of what you do because she's like a social butterfly. And you don't bore an I with details over a paper or anything.
I will tell you about herself all the way back to high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the way back to high school. Here's another one. She'll tell you about her family, her children, her husband, her parents, and she'll tell you about the work she does for the school or the church or what she's volunteering for, PTA or Girl Scouts or whatever. And she'll probably not use the word I very often. Most of the time it'll be we or they. She's an S. She's looking for something that will fit around her family's schedule. Because the family, remember, that's her most important thing. And she will appreciate all that you share during the interview. And you should cover all points on your sheet. I mean, if you're using the interview guide from Linda Tupin, cover all that. Because if you're interviewing an S, she needs to know all that. This gal, you'll probably want to show one of your weekly plan sheets. Because remember, she's trying to figure out how to work a successful business around a busy family. And so that's where your weekly plan sheet is going to be really crucial to show her. So even if you're like me and you have it on your phone, on your calendar, it would be to your advantage to make up a few to coordinate with what you got on your phone to take with you to show, if that's one of the people you're interviewing. And because when you can do that, you're showing her, hey, I'm busy too, but yet here's my church activities and here's my school functions. I mean, you can show her all that kind of stuff. And then your C personality is very analytical. She may even ask what you mean by that question. Like, you know, if you ask her, tell me about yourself, she'll say, well, what do you want to know? What do you mean? What do you want to know? And why? Why do you want to know that? You know, she's very careful about giving out lots of details of herself. She will have lots of questions. And if she's truly interested in the business and you're sitting down with her, don't be surprised if she pulls out a pad of paper and has a list of questions or things like that. And don't be surprised if she takes notes, because C's will do that. This is a person coming because it's got everything in it. She's going to love it. She's going.
But
She's
it's
a
not in
perfectionist.
order. It's all bounced around.
Yeah, I know.
It
That's
would
the
drive
only
her
problem.
crazy.
She'll drive her crazy. You're right. And she'll call the company and tell them.
Tell them you need to straighten that out. See, guess I wonder what I am.
Yeah, I wonder.
I haven't even read it yet. That's the first thing I noticed.
So,
Sad.
so some other little fun details about these different personality is, let's say here. Okay, D's need to know how to love a little bit more. A lot of D personalities are kind of standoffish. If you go to give them a hug, they might kind of, straighten their back up or step away a little bit. They just don't get into that. And so we need to teach them how to get into the warm fuzzies. So, anyway, when you're coming to a unit meeting and you get ready to hug someone, you kind of calculate in your mind, is this hug really necessary? And this is if you know someone is a D personality. Is this really necessary to hug her? Because I have hugged D's before, and they're like this.
They just kind of draw
Yeah,
it straight.
they do. It's like, you're in my space, you're in my space. So, they just have to learn how to do that. So, if you've got customers that have this type of personality, you need to learn to get into them and just, you can love on them and you'll know when you can love on them. You'll figure it out. A D personality, like I said, is very driven and they know what it takes to get things done, and they get it done. If you're an I, you're influential. And you want to make sure that if you're an I personality that you slow down enough to understand what your business and what your team needs. A lot of the people that you work with are not I personalities. So, and an I personality tends to talk too fast. I'm trying to slow down a little bit. Could start talking like Mountain Man.
At least we could take better notes. Sorry, that's my cousin. I have to pick on her a
She
lot.
could do that, yeah. Now, we I's have a lot of love to give, and we're very excited for people. And that's a good trait. S's, you've already looked at your watch tonight to see what time it is. How many of you've done that?
When did you do it?
I didn't even take one to career conference. I forgot.
Oh, I did.
I did too.
I would have, but
For
I
an
went to
S
water
personality, it's really important to learn how to delegate. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself berserk. You just hate to give it up. It's got to be perfect, and the only way it's going to be perfect is if you do it. Stop it. So, you do everything but what you need to do to move ahead. Okay. So, first of all, you got to learn how to delegate. That's the big one right there. And really understand in your heart that if you can give up doing everything for your family for just a little while, okay, you can give your family everything for the rest of their lives. And that's hard for S's.
That was
So
something
short-
that hit hard for you.
Short time long or short
Short term
That's what
Yeah,
somebody was talking about.
Yeah.
sacrifice for long-term gain.
gain.
It was Diana Sumter. She said,
It's trying to
"That's why
get
I
my
like her.
family."
Somebody else will raise my kids, control my schedule and income.
Yeah.
It was one of the things that I wrote down twice.
Was it?
Because it stuck out.
Because it stuck out.
Because
So,
I'm an S extremely, and I hate to delegate. It's very hard.
but you know that's a weakness that you
but-
need to learn
yeah.
how to do.
Mm-hmm.
And even as small as your kids are, there's things they can help you with.
Yeah.
You know, your labels might not be
They love to
perfect
paint
on
the
your
carpet.
product.
They can paint carpet
They
really
can
well
paint
out here.
carpet
Oh,
and douse phones in water. So.
yeah, they're good at that.
Uh-huh.
They're good at that.
Yeah, my daughter loves to. Well, she loves to play makeup. Period, but she loves to help.
Yeah,
So
just those little things that will.
I just have to let go
Yeah.
because my towels are color coded.
No, you're very.
I unfold what my husband does.
You're okay.
It's really bad.
She's a high C personality.
And she comes from a high
I'm a
C
S and a
person.
C.
A high S too and C.
I'm my mama.
With a great big dose of D in it.
Oh, I can see that too. I can see that
Bonnie.
too.
Love her.
Yeah.
So anyway, your family wants so much in terms of opportunities and S's. You got to know that you can give it to them. You just know you can give it to them, but you got to release a little to live a lot. Okay, so don't just think about today. Think about their life, your future. Picture you and your family, in the future. Of what lifestyle you want for you and your family in the future. Your C's. Love rules. Love rules. And you didn't even know that there was an agreement, and you didn't have an ink pen to sign it if you were an I personality. But if you were a C, you had probably an ink pen and probably one in your purse in case the ink ran out of that one. Or, maybe you don't want black ink, you want blue ink.
Do you want to see how many pins I have?
And if you were a C, it's definitely a 2-part interview. Could be a 3 or 4-part interview. Okay? C has read the back of the beauty agreement. Y'all ever read the back of the beauty agreement? Michelle's like, and I'm like, I don't even know what it says.
You have?
I work for an attorney. You read everything.
You don't sign anything.
Until you read it. You got it. You got it.
Legal and binding. You read everything.
So you've read the back of the beauty agreement, and you might have already read all that magazine. But the most important thing for you to know is that C's are very, very powerful in Mary Kay because they know all the rules. And this is a sales organization, and it's very important that you do know all the rules.
What are the personalities that don't know any of the rules?
That would
Is
be
there
the
another one
eye.
there?
Eyes. That's the eye.
Yeah. A C, what bogs you down is unnecessary organization and unnecessary paperwork. So you've got to know everything about everything, and that's going to slow you down. You think before you do something, and sometimes you think and think and think and think. You got so much stinking thinking going on that's what it is, thinking. So, you keep thinking about what's going to take you closer. In other words, you're just thinking. So,
Is that procrastinator?
yeah. That could be.
Oh,
You
but I'm
got
not
to
a
be willing
C.
to make a change. You got to be yourself in Mary Kay, but you got to make a change. Okay. You got to be an awesome team player. If you can play for the team, then you can lead a team, and you all are great team players. Cannot lead a dynamic team without being a dynamic team player. So, anyway, and just for some facts, and then we're going to have some fun here. Okay, 18% of the population are a D personality. Isn't that interesting? 18%. 28% are an I personality.
28.
28%. 40% are S personalities. And 14% are your C personalities. Now, I'm going to post this on our Facebook page, too. It's Behavior Selling Skills. And what I like so much about it, we don't have time to go over it tonight, but it's got on here how to identify that personality, a suggested approach for that, their behavior tendencies, and consultant do's, what to do with that personality. And it also gives you some famous examples of who, like, for instance, Hillary Clinton was a D personality. Who would have thought that? So, anyway, I'm going to post this. I'm going to post a lot of this on here for you so that you'll have it. Okay. Now the fun part. We get to take a test.
The last time I took this test, I was exactly at the exact percentage on all 4.
I remember that.
Huh.
I remember you telling me that. And you know, your personality changes. You know,
Yes.
it really changes. And
Yeah.
Here's some more too.
I just, I'm gonna talk about Alina for a minute. She's not here, but it's okay. I can remember when, you know, before she was pregnant, she was a very high D, very high C personality. And I've noticed now since she's had a baby, her S is like way off the chart. So it's really funny. Life-changing activities like that, you know, will change you. So let's go ahead, and what you want to do is in each row, you select the one word that describes you most of the time. And we're going horizontally, okay? So take you a few minutes and let's just do this. And I'm going to do it too. Oh, no.
Sorry guys, it's my brother and sister pulling back and forth.
It's okay.
My mother.
Is she okay?
Yeah, my brother just went to see her, so she's giving us the update.
Okay, good.
Well,
I will.
What do we do now?
Okay,
Just
so-
tell what our numbers are? Or?
Okay, well, I'll tell you. I'll start. Okay, so my most prominent personality, what do y'all think is?
S.
She said it. Yeah, I had 10 in that column. And then my second most prominent was the S.
So the first column are D's.
Are Ds.
Uh-huh.
Second is I's.
Uh-huh.
No
Third is
wonder.
S.
S and then C.
And then C.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. So I'm an I followed by an S, then the D, and then the C. And I find it really interesting about the C, considering I'm an accountant. But I will tell you, when I first started the business 10 years ago, that C was my most prominent personality style. So that's me.
Well, you've had to get
Interesting.
along with different
Working with
personalities.
different personalities, exactly. How about you, Angie? What do we got here?
The highest is an S,
Mm-hmm.
then an I, then a D, then a C,
Okay, very good.
which is about right.
That's about right. That sounds good. Michelle?
High D,
Hi, D.
even I and C,
Uh-huh.
very low S.
I knew the other night on the phone call you were a D. I could just hear it. It's funny, after you do work with so many people, and it's really cool once you get to that point because it really does help you with your customers, with your team members, but with people in general. Just with people in general. How about you, Kathy?
0D.
It's okay. We'll develop it.
And I was really about even on I and S.
Yeah, your eyes come up a lot over the
I
past
know
couple
it.
of years.
And then 2 and C.
Uh-huh.
So
Very good.
IS or whatever, SI, whatever.
Okay. Kirsty?
My S was the highest at 12, and then my I was 10, so they're right about there. And then my C and D were tied at 3. So.
That's funny. I love it. Patty?
Mine was high C, and then an I, then a D, and then an S. So it
Okay.
has changed a lot.
It's changed, hasn't it? It's funny. It is funny how, as we go in life,
I would think
life changes, and I knew she was a high C.
I think
I mean,
at one point I would have been totally only D.
Mhm.
Totally.
Yeah,
That's changed last year.
yeah, it
A
has.
lot.
It has.
And then C. I mean, what'd you say, an S?
with the daycare and everything.
Yeah, but I still get mad.
Still get ticked off easy.
That's the D in me, I guess.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Not at the kids, the parents.
Yeah.
And her daughter Carrie is high D all the way. We'll have her take this test and see if I'm right. She's high D, followed by a high S. So,
Yeah.
how about you, Whitney?
Oh, well, I was a high S followed by a high C. And I was noticing as I was putting this book together, all I can think about is I should have waited till I got home to get my straight cutter. My straight line cutter because look at the edges. I was like, well, this test was fairly accurate on that note.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Like I clean up blood during surgery, which is really crazy. Everybody looks at me looking really weird because it's all disposable. There's no reason to clean it up. But
That's all right. That's just your
That's
personality.
just me.
That's right. That's exactly right.
yeah.
Hey, Maxine.
Top was I,
Uh-huh.
followed by C, and then S, and then D.
That's changed a little bit over the years, hasn't it? Because I can remember when you were a very high S, and then one time you was a very high C.
Yeah.
It's kind of changing a little bit there, too. Interesting. Isn't this interesting? So, now, and like I said earlier, your main goal, though, you've got all 4 of those behavior styles inside of you. It's just knowing what are your most prominent behavior styles and, learning how to interact with people with different personality styles. So, okay, how to do an interview with these different personalities, okay?
There it is.
If you're interviewing someone, I'm not even going to say the word interview. I really don't like that word. If you're sharing the opportunity with someone and you've determined that her personality style is a D, then you want to talk fast. You want to stay focused, stay task focused, and talk fast. And she's very success driven, and so here's where you want to take your Applause magazine and show her the commissions that's in there. Okay. They like challenges. Your I personality, if you're talking to her, you're going to have to, because she wants to bond with everybody and she's a social butterfly, you're going to have to show her the pictures and talk about all the fun and that she's going to have and the prizes. Talk about all the prizes she can win. And this brochure here that you got for your start, this is perfect to show an I personality because she's going to flip through here and she's going, oh my gosh, I got to have that. Oh no, I want that, because that's what I did when I first opened it up. I'm like, I want that, I want that. So that's very important when you're interviewing or sharing the business with someone who's that. Someone that is an S personality, this one here, keep in mind she's security minded. Okay, she's very dependable and loyal, but she's looking for security. Okay, so you don't want to rock the boat and let's all get along attitude. You don't want that with her. You want to give her warmth. You want to show the weekly plan sheet, how she can work this business around her family, around her children. And if you're interviewing someone that has a C personality, just be prepared to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think my recruiter. She did.
And you know,
And I was more of an ass
he
then.
was more of an S. And you know, when Holly was trying to get me, as I say, that's what we call it. She's trying to get me.
Yeah.
She had to layer me a lot, and that's that layer sheet I gave you all last week. That's going to be important because, you know, if you're talking to someone you really want her on your team, she's that C personality. You may have to layer her. So it took Holly almost 3 years. So be patient. Be patient. Because C personalities are great to have in your unit. They really are. Okay. Here's some questions to ask a D personality. Okay. So remember, a D personality has the characteristics of power and authority. They want results, quick decisions, and they want control. Your interview, your talk time with them needs to be short because they don't have time. And allow her to be in control. Tell her the benefits first, like management, income potential, independence, and these are key words too that she likes to hear. Be your own boss. Earn according to effort, because she's a high achiever. And her biggest fear, and this is important for you to know too, her biggest fear is being taken advantage of. D personalities typically get what they want without changing. Some questions to ask a D personality. What are your qualifications? Or better yet, you know, what skills do you have that you feel would be beneficial to Mary Kay? I mean, that's a pretty good question. Ask her what her management skills are. And whether you're sharing the opportunity with a D personality or doing a facial, don't sell her. Let her buy. Just let her buy. Let her tell you what she plans to do and when she plans to do it. Let her tell you what she wants to buy. Don't cut her short. Okay, that's your D. For I personalities, remember, I people are very people focused, and we love to talk, and we can be very motivational and have lots of energy. When you're doing a career chat with an I, it may be a long one. Be prepared. It won't be short. It may be long. And more like she'll talk a lot about her relationships, whether it's marital or family or friends. She'll talk. She loves to talk. So you want to, again, let her know the benefits to this business are recognition, seminar prizes, sisterhood, and company events. They love to hear testimonies about how other people succeed in Mary Kay. It's very inspirational. Very inspirational.
What was it? Prizes, sisterhood, company events, and there was one more.
Recognition. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, because I didn't get the company events.
Now, an I person's biggest fear is losing social recognition. A great question to ask her: can you see yourself impacting women's lives? Just the mere thought of helping a woman, changing a woman's life. When I say that, when I think about that, my emotions get so stirred up. I'm just like, oh, I want to save her. Yes, I can fix her. Yes, I will help her. That's an I personality feels like that. So just ask her, can you see yourself impacting women's lives? Because if you ask me that, I can say, yeah. Okay, for your S personalities, remember they're family-oriented, loyal, slow to change, and very security-minded. And you're probably going to have a 2-part interview with them, and it's For an S personality, if you could do it face to face, that's best. That's best. Share the facts of the company with her to build credibility. You've got to earn an S personality. You've got to earn her trust. You want to tell the benefits of the 100% guarantee. This is when you're selling product or, talking to her about the company. You want to tell her about the flexibility of spending time with her family. The weekly trainings and the company support. In an S's mind, that's security. It shows security. And then she needs to know, too, that there's going to be access to the director and the recruiter for discussions, that you're there for her. Her greatest fear is loss of security. An S personality will hold on to that security so tight that her knuckles will turn white. Couple of questions to ask an S personality. Would you be able to work a proven system? Remember, she likes systems. And are you consistent with your work ethic? And finally, for your C personalities, remember, C personalities are very detail-oriented. They're perfectionists, they're critical, they're analytical, and you'll probably have a 2-part interview with them as well. You want to share the facts, again, to build credibility and trust. Tell the benefits of the financial statements, annual reports, all the facts in print. And you can get all this off Mary Kay In Touch under resources. They want a stable, goal-oriented organization. And you know that Mary Kay is just that. Mary Kay's always been very goal-oriented and a very stable, obviously, organization. S personalities love to be trained. C, rather. And they want evidence that Mary Kay offers a proven formula of success. Her greatest fear is criticism of her work. She doesn't like that. And a question for a C personality. If you had a step-by-step plan, could you do a competent job? My favorite question to ask a C person, though, is if I were to teach you everything that I know, could you learn it? Could you learn it? I like that one better. The key thing to remember in doing your interviews or your career chats, though, is to narrow down your menu. Only tell her what she wants to know, or only talk about the things she wants to know. Because, depending on her personality, when you start rambling, and eyes are very quick to do that, you tell too much and you lose her. You just totally lose her. So, to me, when I learned these 4 personalities, this helped me so much with my customers, with team members, with family,
Yeah.
with my tax customers. I mean, it really, really helped me a lot. So, the biggest one, what do you need most in your life right now, is a good question to ask people. What do you, because you want to find her hot button. You want to find what is it that she needs now that this business could give her. That's what you're looking for. So what do you need most in your life right now? If you had what you need, what would you dream about? I love to hear people's dreams. I really do. And depending on who you're talking to, at this stage in your life, what's most important? She's asleep, isn't she?
Oh.
But the final question in closing your career chats, and this is another training too, training on how to, you know, recruit people is not just an hour deal, I don't think. So we'll be talking about this a lot.
Yes, yeah. Sammy does. Oh, she's right here.
She's gonna get them.
Okay.
But the final question, though, is at the end of the career chat, if you really believe, okay, that she could do this business, then you want to ask her, is there any reason why you could not fill out your paperwork and get started today? Is there any reason why? My favorite words. Now, I'm going to just pass these out. It's 2 pages. Kind of help you brainstorm on who to recruit. Okay. You should take these with you. Next week, Becky's coming to talk with us about head stuff. Okay. And then the next week, what we'll do is we'll finish up the third part of our training on recruiting, and it'll be about finding out what a quality prospect is, and you know, overcoming the objections, because you're going to get objections thrown at you left and right, and we'll just go through a recruiting process, an interview process, and we'll do it together, because I want everybody to feel very confident in, like, you know, not letting people slip through the cracks. In other words, you see somebody really sharp and you shy away from her. I want us to get out of that. I want us to get to the point to where we're so confident that we can hit it just like that. Does that help? And then, I promised you all, Choices CD. So, take one and pass it around. Burn copies of this and pass them out. Pass them out. And then last but not least, let's see, Patty, you and Whitney did not get your charm. You get a charm for attending career conference.
Yay.
So you get to pick out a charm, and if y'all have your ring
This is
cards,
for our bracelets, right?
for your bracelets.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find one last week.
Okay, well, we'll just do another one. You just put the dates on it, and then Michelle's going to need one. Michelle, when you attend 8 meetings, and they don't have to be in a row, you can choose a charm for your bracelet or a ring. Get a ring. So
This is one of the rings.
It may take me a year because I go to school on Monday nights.
Oh.
let me see. I got it in here.
Hang on, you'll be surprised.
You don't
Because
wanna-
also when you attend anything else.